This demo is on scraping and burnishing a copper plate for printmaking. Scrapers and burnishers are used to modify intaglio plates. Scrapers do this through the removal of metal and burnishers through the flattening and smashing of the metal. Scrapers are essentially long triangular prisms. They have 3 edges and 3 faces and come in a variety of sizes for differing levels of detail and precision. Any of the 3 corners can be used for scraping. Follow the corner down until it starts to angle in to make the point. Right where it begins angling is where the scraper will make contact with the plate. For this demo, I will be removing an aquatint and a fine line etch from this plate. Hold the scraper from the side and scrape it over the surface of the plate using a back and forth motion. This takes pressure and force. Etched lines take some time to scrape down to, because you're removing the material to either side of the mark. Aquatints, however, are a fairly minor surface alteration in comparison and can be scraped away with greater ease. Scraping in different directions will reduce burrs and gaps. Because scraping is so difficult on the hands, it's helpful to switch up your grip every now and then, or change hands. Here are a few different ways I hold my scraper. This is how I like to hold the tool for large areas. You can move your hand closer or further from the handle as you like. This is my preferred grip for detail areas. It isn't as fast, but I have more control. Scraping can remove large amounts of texture from the surface of a plate, but it can also be seen as a means of introducing texture as well. This print was made from a recycled plate. The background was roughly scraped away using a dull scraper, but more care was used with the figure. This area also had some burnishing to further smooth the metal and add highlights. Be aware that copper dust is harmful to the lungs, so wear a mask if you're removing a lot of material. As you work, the scraper will need to be sharpened periodically. To do so, begin by coloring in the end of the scraper with a Sharpie. The way in which this wears will indicate if you are sharpening evenly or if you are rocking the tool. For this, I will be using the coarser side of the sharpening stone. Hold the scraper so that the face is flush with the sharpening stone. While applying pressure, make small counterclockwise circles for 1 minute. Stop and check that the Sharpie is wearing off in an even manner. If not, adjust your grip and repeat this step. I am using a square stone in the demo, but the round ones are my preference. Try to move around so as not to wear a well or a divot in the stone. Once you have sharpened evenly going counterclockwise, reapply the Sharpie and make little circles going clockwise for another minute, still on that same face. After you have sharpened clockwise and counterclockwise, you have finished one of the faces. If done regularly, maintenance does not take much time, but the first sharpening will take quite a while. I recommend setting aside time to do each of the faces separately. You can check the sharpness of the tool by bouncing it against your nail. A dull tool will glance off. A sharp tool will stick. This is what an unsharpened, new scraper looks like. And this is what a sharpened scraper looks like. Burnishers are another tool for altering the surface of the metal. They come in a range of shapes, styles, and lengths. Some look like a curved horn, and others like a small ball. This is the same plate I just scraped. Burnishing requires much less effort with the assistance of oil. Most types of oil seem to work just fine. Vegetable, 3-in-1, or my favorite, lavender, all reduce the amount of friction on the plate and speed up the process. With this style of burnisher, it's the curved heel that makes contact with the plate. To burnish, apply forceful downward pressure. In my experience, it always takes longer than expected. Like with the scraper, move the tool back and forth, only this time you're smoothing out and smashing the surface down, not scraping away. If your hand grows tired or cramped, you can change up your grip. This is my preferred grip for detailed areas, where I need more control. Burnishers are fairly low maintenance, but may occasionally need a polishing with an emery cloth. Here is a close-up of the metal after having been scraped. And here is a close-up of the same plate after having been burnished.